Hey there, welcome back. Today's lesson is about getting them involved. So what that means is, it might be obvious, but basically it's having your kids in your family, don't want to just limit it to kids, but having your family get involved in the creative process. So what's the creative process when it comes to eating and lifestyle? There's a couple areas of this, and so we're just going to get kind of nuts and bolts with it today. So one area, and probably the most common, is in the shopping for food. So getting the kids involved in shopping for food is a wonderful way to get the creative juices flowing. And when we're creatively involved, when we're part of the process, we're much more likely to continue to be part of the process the whole time. So one good example, a good exercise you can just jump right into is go to the grocery store, bring your kids with you, go to the produce section, and have each of them pick out something that they maybe have never had before, or that they typically thought that they don't like, or whatever the case may be. Just something that's not the usual thing they always eat. And they get to choose it, and when then you buy it, you bring it home, then they can be part of the process of looking up recipes. It's an easy thing to do these days with online recipes. There's billions of them out there. Find a recipe that involves that item that they bought, and then they can even be part of the preparation. Take it as far as you want with the creative involvement. But what happens is when the kids are creatively involved, even at the level of just purchasing the thing, they're much, much more likely to eat the thing and find that they like the thing. And because they're involved, right? Whenever we're involved, whenever we have an ownership in something, we're much more likely to care about it, to follow it through, and to continue to be involved. So that's one way. Another awesome one is if you grow any of your own food, if you have a garden of any kind, even if it's just a few pots with tomato plants growing in them, get the kids involved in that too. We have a couple garden boxes in our backyard where we grow things in the summer typically, and I get my kids out there, and I don't make them do a lot of work. They don't have to do a bunch of weeding and watering and that type of stuff, but they're out there when I'm working on it. I talk to them about the different things. I point out like, hey, look at our stuff, you see this little, now it's this big. Just have them be involved as part of the deal and part of the team in doing that. And I go out there and I see my kids, they'll be out there playing on, in the backyard, and my daughter will be eating a mustard, a green from, a leaf from a mustard green. And she doesn't even like spicy stuff. And I don't know if you've ever had mustard greens, but they're sharp, spicy, they're intensely flavored. And she'll just pick one and, start eating it because she feels an ownership with the garden. She gets to be part of the natural world process that we're often divorced from in our current world, and it gets them involved. And then the third thing, so we're doing three things. Three exercises. One is going to the grocery store, having your kids buy something, be part of the process. Actually, we're going to do four. There's that one. There's getting them involved in the producing of the food, growing it. If you have, if you happen to be somewhere where you can have chickens or things like that, even better. Get them involved in that too. And then another one is having one night a week that is each kid's menu night. So if you have a couple kids, and of course age dependent, but even with younger kids, work with them with it, be involved with them. But here's how it would go. Basically, Thursday night is little Jimmy's night. So have it be something that, is talked about in advance, so Jimmy gets to talk about what he wants on the menu. And depending on the kid's involvement, your level of desire to get them involved creatively, they can just say, oh, I want this and this and this. They can find the recipes, they can be involved, they can make the whole thing. It all depends on where you want to interact with it. But again, just like the buying the thing at the grocery store, when the kids feel empowered and part of the process and not just things that their world has done to them, they're much more likely to be part of the whole deal. And when they have that, you'll find that they're much more accepting and involved and happy to eat the rest of the meals of the week. Whether they're looking forward to their special meal or they just kind of get the whole deal a lot more, they're more creatively involved. So that's number 3. Number 4 is the idea and the strategy of having little containers for each child that you have. And basically filling their container with healthy things like raw vegetables, carrots, celery, peppers, whatever the case may be, whatever they like, fruits, and that type of stuff. So healthy, easy, prepared stuff, put it in the packet, in the little containers, put it in the fridge, and then they have access to that. And depending on where you land with this and what you want to be doing, you can give them free access to it. You can give them access to it at certain times, like between lunch and dinner, you can have access to it, or whatever the case may be. But so that they have a thing that's theirs, that's ready to go, and it's healthy. It matches your guidelines of healthy, vital, nutrient-rich foods, but that they have the ownership over it. It's my box that has my stuff in it that I can have access to whenever I want to, or between these certain times. And you'll find that kids who maybe won't eat a lot of fruits and vegetables other times, because they have this special thing and they have access to it that's not maybe at noon and 6 o'clock and whatever the times are in the family meal and the stress environment, the kids and the rushing, that maybe they're going to be more likely to sit down or to go into the kitchen at 3:25 in the afternoon and eat some raw vegetables or some fruit, and get that nutrition, that vitality, that sun, and energy at that time, where maybe it's not going to be as appealing later on. So those are the 4 things. So your homework is pick one. If you're already doing one, then pick a different one. And if you're already doing 3 of them, choose the 4th one. But pick one of those things. Get your kids more involved in the process. Now, sometimes this stuff's, that's a lot of work. But man, I'm telling you, it can be. It can be upfront, but invest the time, invest the attention. The dividends pay off 10 times what the amount of work you put in terms of the involvement, the enjoyment, and the health benefits of it, and the family, just the ease and the harmony that it causes between parent and kid, and then family, and then all the benefits that we all get out of everyone being healthier and more vital and alive in our family. So take care. Get your kids involved in the creative process. All right. We'll see you next time.